Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to try to counter Kyurem with Kyurem. Seems not intuitive, but Kyurem Black learns the Dragon Tail. Kyurem White would also learn Dragon Breath if you want to give that a try. But today we want to take a look at, can we win more battles with Dragon Tail? And I have to say, Dragon Tail honestly was really good. Here, first battle, we're getting completely hardwalled. I'm not too sure we're going to be able to win this one. But we're going to have here the Landorus going for the Sensia Storm. We're going to try our best here going for the Roar of Time against it, getting at least the shield or the KO. We're going to get the shield here, which is fine. They know that they're going to be able to farm me down. No matter what is going to be happening there, they're always going to be able to farm me down after the recent Mudshot nerf and buff at the same time. Nerf in terms of energy, buff in terms of damage. They just have a better farm down potential against the Dialga. But yeah, now we're going to go up here with Landorus against Landorus. I sure mostly tried to risk the Stone Edge there. I didn't do this, which is going to be maybe a bit of a problematic one. But Stone Edge is coming through from the opponent, now it's down to Kyurem. And sadly, there's an Enamoros waiting in the back. Where, of course, Shell Claw would have been better, generating energy faster, would have helped me out quite a bit in this matchup. As the damage output doesn't really matter at all, because, yeah, well, you know, of course, the move is double resisted from the opponent. The Fusion Bolt is going to be able to get the KO guaranteed here, so that doesn't really matter too much. And yes, I'm going to be able to get rid of this Enamoros as well. But of course, we know that there's still, of course, the opponent's Kyurem White lurking there, so it's going to be a bit of a trickier one there. They're going to be able to go into this Pokemon now as well. But we see already, we do so much more damage than the opponent. We're going to get them super low. And they're going to throw a Charge Move here. And sadly, we're going to lose one. But we got hardwalled. And so, let's see on how the next battle is going to go. Landorus against Rhyperior. Shoutouts to this player as well. I'm a bit sorry, because you see it here anyway. We're going to be able to go for the Sensia Storm. Everything is absolutely normal. That is totally fine. This is going to allow us to get the attack drop onto them, and we can try to go for the full farm down afterwards, after using one shield here on a potential Rock Wrecker, which they go for. Full farm down is happening, full farm down worked out well, and in comes the Dialga, which means they're very weak to Landorus, so yeah, good game there, we can move on to the next opponent. Rhyperior is going to be in our next lead again, which is going to be great as they swap out into the Palkia. What we can do here, by the way, we are going to be able to go for the Sensia Storm. This is going to allow us to drop the opponent's attack and go into our Dialga now, which can go for the full farm down, getting up to an Iron Head then for the Rhyperior matchup, which is going to be great for us. So they're going to not knock us out here at all, thanks to the debuff from our Landorus. And now we're going to be in a very solid spot, as he should be able to get guaranteed the shield from the opponent. And I think I should have went for a Roar of Time. I'm going to check it real quick on the side. I think Roar of Time will have done more damage here, as the opponent lets the move go through as well. So it did actually matter which move I went for. And let me see real quick on the side here. Dialga, I think the Roar of Time, which is an unobtainable move, not a legacy move, against a Rhyperior. Rhyperior, of course, is going to be weak to the Iron Head. Iron Head does 122 damage, while Roar of Time does 163. So I would have been able to knock out the opponent straight away here if I went for the Roar of Time. My mistake for sure. Anyway, we can still see that we have a Fusion Ball coming in against the opponent's Dialga. And we should be kind of fine at farming them all the way down, thanks to the debuff that we have on this Pokemon. And so we are going to use another shield here. Iron Head is coming through. They're going to stop onto the Rhyperior, and I'm just going to go straight for the Charge Move, because at this point the Dialga is energy dry. The opponent's Rhyperior still had enough to basically go for a Breaking Swipe there, I think, at this point. And it's down now to the Landorus to farm him down. Could have made it a bit easier for myself, but still a good game. Landorus against Rhyperior. Like, Rhyperior was definitely, or like, generally speaking, is a very common lead currently. They sub onto the Kyurem, and look at this, we have Kyurem as well, but the better version of it, because you have Dragon Tail on our Kyurem to counter other Kyurem, which is hilarious, because it works out really well. And this is the thing as well, yeah, maybe we are one shield down now, but which Pokemon can take a hit from me? Like, there's not really a Pokemon that can take a hit from this Pokemon here. And as you'll see here, we're going to be able to get most likely both shields from the opponent just with my Kyurem here. Free Shot coming through, getting even the attack drop onto them as well. They can go for a Charge Move here, and I think I'm just going to let the move go through, expecting that we still survive it with the attack drop. They go for the Breaking Swipe, does actually some solid damage, and we can go for our own Charge Move, knocking them out. And now we have a shielded advantage, the Landorus and a Dialga against whatever they have in the bag, which is going to be weak to Landorus, so that's going to be a good game. Next up, let's see, we have here the Landorus against a Kyurem White. Of course, we will see the swap out straight away into the Dialga, as this is the Pokemon that can counter it. And this team is kind of designed to get out the Rhyperior here, I guess. As we are going to be able to go for the Iron Head here as well, getting the shield from the opponent is kind of nice. It's a bit awkward because they're always going to be able to go for the full Foundon here, where I wish that maybe a Shadow Dialga would be kind of cool, because they don't get as much energy. The matchup is just basically faster compared to what it is currently. But we use one shield and we're gonna go for the full Foundon afterwards. I hope they swap out here because they're gonna be energy dry now. I expect them to swap out eventually. But they don't. We're gonna be able to go for the full Foundon. And we can go for the Stone Edge here against the Kyurem. I would assume that they want to use a shield here in order to keep this Pokemon healthy, and they do. Which allows our Kyurem Black to shred through the team. I am not too sure if Melmetal is going to be the fine for us. That is the issue. I'm not too sure if this is going to work out that well, as we need to keep our Kyurem Black healthy or rely on the energy that I could generate on my Landorus. And I'm going to try to go the route of Landorus trying to generate energy, and as we will see, it doesn't work out. I needed the double Iron Bash to knock me out, because what we will see here is now that the opponent is going to be in a position where they can go for another double Iron Bash, and they can just swap out, and sadly we're going to lose one. But again, kind of hard rolled from the opponent. Next up, Zacian. Most Zacian in the current meta are running close combat and wild charge, so I'm gonna stay in here. I'm just gonna go for the charge move, and I'm not letting everything go through. I know there's still survival player as well, but I would assume it is going to be the wild charge plus close combat moveset, because it is currently the most common one, which is also kind of needed. Close combat you need for basically the ice type Pokemon currently, and also of course the steel type Pokemon, which you a lot of times play together. And wild charge you need for Ho-Oh, so that is something I expected. We will see the Rhyperior coming in here against us, and they already revealed that they have their final Pokemon as the Kyurem Black with Shadow Claw. So we know that our Kyurem Black is going to be in a big advantage, having that super effective charge, fast move damage, which is also stab fast move damage. So yeah, again, I think most people are playing maybe Kyurem Black a bit wrong, as Shadow Claw is great. Shadow Claw is, by the way, the better safe swap for sure. But I would assume that, especially as a closer, but most likely also in the lead, that the Dragon Tail is actually the better move to go for. Anyway, we see the Sensitive Storm getting the shield, and I'm just gonna take it. If they want to go for a big charge move, go for a big charge move here. I'm gonna keep the shield for my own Kyurem Black. And we will see the Rock Breaker knocking us out. But look at this, it's Kyurem Black against the opponent there. We are going to let the move go through. It's very likely just a breaking swipe. We can take a breaking swipe here. They don't debuff us either. And look at the fast move pressure. They have Shadow Claw, and they just don't even come close to the damage that we can put out with a Dragon Tail here, as the Fusion Bolt is going to put them into farm down range, and they decide to forfeit. Again, sadly, a really bad lead for us. What we will do here is what we always do, but a good player is just gonna call it out anyway. We're gonna swap. Okay, they actually went for the Aqua Tail. A lot of times it doesn't work. That's kind of what I want to say. Like, this player is very good. I know them as well, so don't take offense on that one. But yeah, we're gonna see actually a Pokemon that I like to get out here. It is going to be the Terrakion. The Sacred Sword is going to allow us to still go for an Iron Head, which is actually really cool, because now, like, we are going to be able to just go for the Iron Head here, go for the Sensitive Storm on the other Pokemon, and have them in a position where, unless they're going to have a Fairy type Pokemon in the back and completely hardwall us again with that, we're going to be kind of fine. But as you see here, we do a ton of damage against the Palkia. We're going to use a shield here as well, and hopefully there's going to be something in the back that I can deal with. Let's see. Why? Like, I feel like every single loss that we had so far is an absolute team common loss, where they just completely have the perfect answer against every of my Pokemon. This is kind of one of them, so yay. Trailblaze coming through from them. I can still go for a Fusion Bolt. I can still try my best here. Fusion Bolt gonna get them into range for a Sensitive Storm at least. That's gonna be great. I'm gonna use a shield here because I'm scared to death for the Moonblast, but they go for the Trailblaze. I have to overfarm. Otherwise I have no chance. I am overfarming by quite a bit. I think it looked nearly like a CMP tie. This is going to get the KO here. Can we still get another move? Nope, we cannot. Please be a Trailblaze. Nope, it's Disarming Voice. Trailblaze would have survived, and so it's a close battle here. And as we got hardwalled there as well, I'm kind of happy still with the result being super close. Good game. Florges with the new move Trailblaze is also a video on my channel already with the best no legendary team for sure in the current meta. This team is really good that I had in this video as well. So yeah, definitely check it out. We're going to have here the Landorus against us, against our own Landorus. And what you see here is that I'm going to try to catch this Stone Edge onto my Dialga. Dialga will be able to take it. I hope it's not a bait. Please don't bait here. Thank God it's the Stone Edge. And we would be able to also fully farm them down here at this point. And here the Dialga comes in, and I'm just going to go for the Raw of Time. They're going to go for the Iron Head here. I'm fairly certain I can still survive it. And hopefully I can still get to another move. Hopefully we can with a 1 HP and a Dream. This allows us to get the KO against the Dialga, keeping us aligned, getting out the Kyurem White, and say hello to Dragon Tail, which is super effective, doing so much damage, and we have shields, and we are just farming down anything that the opponent has. I don't care, Landorus comes in, I can swap out here to go for the full farm down, I'll go for your charge move, I don't care, I have the Dragon Tail in the back. And so, yeah, I can go for a charge move here against the Kyurem. Makes it easier because they don't do as much damage, but yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. As Fusion Bolt is coming through here, we can go for a back-to-back Fusion Bolt nearly. This is going to allow us to get the next shield, and yeah, we can still go for another one. This is going to allow us to get the KO against the opponent, and we can move on to the next one. Which is going to be, in this case, an Eloquence. Here's one thing. We are getting a really bad lead, of course, for us, and they are running Dragon Tail as well, which is kind of funny. I should have mostly then stayed in hindsight for a little bit, just try to get them a little bit lower. Here's the thing. I knew that they were running Groudon in the back because they were streaming and they had it in their title. So, yeah, I know that there's going to be a Groudon in the back. I know that there's a Landorus hopping in right now, and we're going to get the attack drop here, which is actually really crucial because now, hopefully, one Stone is going to be enough, and hopefully they don't two-shot me. That would be the ideal scenario. I decided to use a shield here because I know that if there's a Groudon in the back, I would rather have my Landorus. But in Eloquence, one of the best players in the world, they know what they're doing. And they are really knowing here what they are doing. They are gonna go ahead and go for another Stone Edge. And I was expecting that they're very likely gonna try to catch the move here. And they don't. Can we still take it? Can we take the Stone Edge? It's a Sensier Storm. Can we go for the charge move? This is going to be an interesting one. Can we outspeed the opponent's Pokemon? No. They're gonna go into the Groudon. I can try to catch a Fire Punch. I think they maybe got the refund there. I don't know. Like, I didn't watch the battle back there as well. Just that the animation of the Groudon was kind of stuttering there a little bit, which is usually a sign for that. But even if I would have caught that the Fire Punch, I would have not won this battle. And that is something that I can definitely say here as well. Because, yeah, even if I got the Fire Punch, the opponent's Groudon still would have had yeah, basically enough there in the tank to knock out A, the Dialga before I get to a charge move, and then B, the Landorus as well. So, good game. And we can move on to the next opponent, which is going to have the Rhyperior in the lead. Here for the Eloquence game there, by the way, I would have changed most likely in how I played by swapping out differently and like staying in for a little bit in the beginning. But I didn't actually check for them to have Dragon Tail as well. Didn't really expect it. But yeah, you're going to have here the Kyurem coming in. We're going to have the Stone Edge coming in as well. And they have Shadow Claw, which is great for us because I will look at this. Bye-bye, goodbye, opponent. The Kyurem is going to have a great time here. We have already one shield down from the opponent. That's going to be great as well. We have here the Dialga coming in. And we should be able to reach even another Freeze Shock. But I'm going to go for the bait here, hoping that I can reach another move in time. They're very likely going to use a shield here, which they do. And as we will see here, they can go for the full farm down. I don't like this, but I can go into my own Dialga. They swap out into the Rhyperior. I should hopefully outspeed them. But even then, unless they have superpower, I should be kind of fine here. Breaking Slap, I'm not really caring too much about it. I can go for the Iron Head here. And I have 2 shields. And the opponent has to go for a hard-hitting Raw of Time against my Dialga. So I am not in a spot where I can lose, even in theory. So, good game. There's nothing the opponent can do. Go for your charge moves. I can go for my shields. And that is going to be it for this one, as we are going to be able to go for the full farm down, knock them out, and we can move on to the next opponent. So, Landorus against Florges. This is going to be a matchup that I would like to see because my backline, is supposed to basically bait out the Fairy type Pokemon with the Dialga, which at least has still some very nice neutral play. But if I get them out in the lead, it's even better. The opponent decides to go for a Moonblast here straight away, doing some solid damage against me. But even this is not going to be really enough. I can go for another Sensier Storm. If they let the move go through, I can just swap out of here. They are gonna let the move go through. I can just swap out of here. And they have the Rhyperior. That is going to be a bit more annoying because at this point, they still have energy on the Florges. Do they have a Moonblast? I don't know. If they do have a Moonblast, my Kyurem is in danger. And this is going to be something that I have to be very careful of, as we have 2 shields still left, but we have to kind of keep 1 shield there. What do? I let the surf go through? I was expecting a breaking swipe. This is not good for me at all. They survive with 1 HP, which is even worse, because now I have to shield up a surf, which maybe I should have just let go through. I should have. But then again, the opponent does quite a lot of damage here with the fast moves already. Yeah, I should have let the surf go through. My mistake. But then again, I think my HP would be a little bit too low here. I would have been able to fully farm them down. I would have had shields for both of the other Pokemon with that one. I don't know. Maybe I could have won this one if I let the surf go through. Anyway, second to last battle. We have Landorus against Landorus. And I think this might be a Shundo. Like 4-4-8-7 means already that they're definitely best buddied. But I could even see that they might be a Shundo with that one. I'm just going to check real quick on the side here. They are. That is a madness. A very cool Pokemon. I only have 1 Shundo Legendary, which is my Palkia. Never mind, 2, which is also my Mewtwo, which is kind of cool. But Mewtwo not really that good anymore. Hopefully they're going to buff it a little bit in the future. Like Mewtwo just needs a better coverage. It has good coverage moves. It needs a better fast move maybe. I'm not too sure. But I feel like Mewtwo shouldn't be in the position where it's currently in, where Mewtwo just doesn't have play at all, which is madness. Like it is like one of the best Pokemon in history of like just Pokemon in general. So I find it kind of mad that Mewtwo has no play at all. I think I should have actually not having to take the move here, by the way. This looked like I got delayed by 1 turn, which allowed the opponent to go for a charge move here, which is really unfortunate, but hopefully it doesn't matter. Because the opponent actually makes a big mistake, they let the Fusion Bolt go through, and with that we can go for the full farm run because they have Dragon Tail. But this looked like a bit of an game issue, but it's going to be okay. We can move on to the final battle of today. We have even a little bit more battles going on than usual, which is kind of cool. So if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe. An unrealistic goal would be to hit the 100,000 follower this year. Like this would only be able to happen if like Pokemon Go gets like all of a sudden that's big hype for PvP, which I highly doubt, but I would still appreciate any kind of support. Leave a like, whatever. Would really appreciate it. Helps out a ton. Anyway, you know what also helps out a ton? Free Shock. Like this Pokemon is so strong with Free Shock, like holy hell, that it would just one-shot basically the Dialga here, even though it's a neutral hit. And we're still going to have here the Sensia Storm though for the Dialga, and we are going to be forced to use a shield here because guess what? I'm not going to give up on my Sensia Storm. I expect them to swap on to the Ho-Oh, but I was hoping that I'm going to be able to just get to the Roar of Time and knock them out with that. And as we'll see here, the opponent is going to be able to go for more fast moves, and I can still get to the Roar of Time, which is really lucky. That's going to allow us to get the KO, but can we still win the battle? We are going to see here that the Dialga is coming back in. I can go for the Sensia Storm. This is going to drop the opponent's attack. Can we go for the knockout here though? It is not enough. Can we farm them down in time? We can. And this is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.